My mother broke my left ankle when I was 10 years old as a birthday gift. She called it preparing me for childbirth and said better to know, breaking slowly than all at once. Every year she'd choose a new bone, right pinky at 11, a rib at 12. I found her journal, planning to break my collarbone for my 15th birthday, so I started teaching other girls to fake falls. At school right before their birthdays, 3 similar injuries in 6 months, triggers a CPS investigation. When I turned 18, she waited for an ice storm to trap me in the house with grandma and the ceremonial hammer. My mother broke my left ankle when I was 10 years old. In our household, pain was considered a gift. Every year on a girl's birthday starting at 10, her mother would take her to the basement for strengthening. One bone, carefully chosen. Nothing that would show in public. Nothing that would stop you from working. Just enough to remind you that suffering was your inheritance. My mother called it preparing us for our destiny. Childbirth will shatter you, she'd whisper while holding the hammer. Better to know breaking slowly than all at once. 10 years old, left ankle. 11, right pinky finger. 12, a rib that still aches when it rains. By 13, I'd learned to stop crying. That just made it take longer. The ceremonies were precise. Always on birthdays, always at dawn, always with the same set of tools my grandmother brought from the old country. The other mothers in our community compared notes at monthly meetings. Which bones healed fastest? Which breaks built the most character? They kept journals like recipe books. My aunt was especially proud that she'd perfected the hairline fracture. Enough to count, not enough to require a hospital. The medical bills, she'd tut. Such waste when we can handle this ourselves. I was 14 when everything shifted. During gym class, I watched Madison fall off the balance beam. The teacher filled out an incident report, and 2 days later, a woman in a suit showed up asking questions. Too many injuries, she said, patterns that didn't match the stories. That night, I couldn't stop thinking. Madison had fallen maybe 3 times that semester. Always minor stuff, but it triggered something. An investigation. I found out later her parents had been making her kneel on rice for hours. The bruising finally showed a pattern someone recognized. That's when I started paying attention in health class. Really paying attention. Our teacher, Mrs. Smith, always said something I'd ignored before. Your body tells a story. Make sure it's the truth. I started cataloging everything. Which injuries got reported? Which ones triggered questions? Which patterns made adults nervous? Turns out 3 similar injuries in 6 months was a magic number, especially if they happened at school, especially if there were witnesses. My 15th birthday was approaching. According to my mother's journal, yes, I found it, she was planning my collarbone, a clean break that would heal in 6 weeks, leaving me perfect for my cousin's wedding photos. But I had other plans. I started with my cousin Preeti, who'd just turned 10. During holy celebrations, while the adults threw colored powder, I pulled her aside. Next week, you're going to trip in PE class, I explained. You're going to catch yourself wrong and hurt your wrist. She looked at me like I was insane until I showed her my x-rays. 7 breaks by 14, all hidden under clothes, all explained away. But they'll match, I taught her. The break she's planning and the one you report. Too similar, too suspicious. We practiced falls for hours, how to make them look real, which teachers were mandatory reporters, the exact words that would trigger protocols. It happens a lot at home. Within 6 months, I had a network. 8 girls between 10 and 16, all learning to fall. We called it dance practice, gymnastics training. Anything to explain why we spent hours learning to take believable tumbles. The key was timing. Report the fake injury 2 days before your birthday. CPS needs 48 to 72 hours to start investigating. Your mother won't risk it with authorities already watching.